if you find that your large servos do not have any letters on it, just take out the little marker and mark one of them R for the right side, M for the middle, and L for the left side. This is optional, just to help you keep track. So we're going to start working on the leg assembly. So get this piece. Hopefully the glue has set and it's secure. Look for the servo with the M. This one goes this way. You're going to need 7 screws. Yeah, get the short screws. For this first servo, it's be 7 screws. I'm going to be using an electric screwdriver just to speed it up. It should line up perfectly. So the middle servo is on. Thread the wire through the hole in the middle. So, okay, looking at the plate, if you look at the letter F, you can use that to orientate which one's right or left. So using the plate as the front. So this is the right servo, we're going to put this on the right side. So for this right servo and the left servo, the brass bit is going to be facing downwards. It's going to need 4 of the short screws. And the same thing for the left side. Yeah, with that facing the front, this will be on the left side. Thread the wire through the hole. Yeah, so we'll screw on the electronics onto the base plate right now. So there'll be 3 holes on the side, on the on the top and on the one side, like here. So take 3 of the long screws. So line up the board, and you can place the long screws in. Don't screw this in too hard. Just have enough strength to hold it in place. Yeah, you don't want to damage the board by screwing this too hard. Probably shouldn't be using an electric screwdriver. Yeah, just enough that this doesn't move around. So you're gonna have this base with all the wires hanging out. Right, so now we're gonna plug all the servos back in. Right goes first. It's number 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With the yellow on the yellow, red on the red, and the brown on the blue. The middle wire is going to go into 6, which is next to 5. And the left wire would be number 9. Yeah, next to the small servo. With all that in, yeah, you're gonna have a little bit of a messy wire situation, but we're gonna leave this for the moment. So one alternative method, instead of hooking up the entire battery harness and everything, is that if you've got a power bank, you can use a USB cable that comes with the kit to power up the board. So the purpose here is just to zero up the servos. So if you find that this is a little bit cleaner, you can just use a power bank to power this up. Check the servos, and to see that if they're not moving, they've been, the power is actually zeroing them up. So for the middle servo, you want the servo arm in a kind of a cross position, like a T-shaped cross. The two side servos, you want it kind of like in the X shape. Some of the servo arms are really tight, so you just gotta work it in. At this point, you can actually also put on the servo arm for the small servo. Take the T-shaped servo arm and just put it straight across like this, and use that little short screw to screw it in. It's alright to do it at this stage because you can actually wiggle the servo arm into the bracket, the servo bracket. So it's not to worry, it'll still work. Alright, so each of the legs are made out of an end piece and a middle piece. So use the small screws to screw into the leg ends. I'm just going to speed this up. So that's all the legs done. So once we got all the legs done, we're going to be attaching the legs to the middle section. So if you look at your legs, there's two sides of this. On one side, there's a little rivets on this little piece here. On the other side, there isn't. The side without the rivets are going to be facing the servo. So you kind of want this to be, perpendicular to the servo. So this piece has to be on a perfect cross, like a T shape. You can turn this around to find one side that gives you a perfect T shape. So I'm going to turn this on right now. You can see from the LED lights that it's turned on. I'm turning this on and leaving this on because what it does is that it zeroes the servos to the position, the 90-degree position. So, and it locks the servo in place. So I can put the servo arms in and they will be in the right position. So you see, this is not exactly in a cross shape. So just keep finding a new position and see if that gets better. You can find a better one. Right, so this one probably looks the best. So take one of the machine screws, the big machine screws. And yeah, screw that in. So these are the larger screws with the flat bottom. So make sure you get the right side facing the servo, with the side without the rivets. So we're going to attach the legs onto that little aluminium servo arm. You can still do some slight adjustments with this to try to get this exactly perpendicular to the servo. Alright, so this is done. I'm going to put this on side. So the next ones you want to work on are the rear legs. The right and left rear legs. So look for pieces that look like this. For the side servos, I'm trying to get an X instead of a T on the servo. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Turn this around until I find the perfect position. So that looks good. Oh, that's pretty good too. Try a different angle. Alright, so that's pretty close. Both of them have got an X shape. Yeah, as opposed to the T shape that's on the middle servo. So I'm going to screw them on. Alright, so look for the two legs. They're both identical, so it doesn't matter which legs you take. Yeah, and put them in a kind of a 45 degrees. And attach them on with 4 of these machine screws. When you get them in the 45 degrees, now you can turn off the Colossus. And I'll be working on the front legs now. Right, so we can stick the legs in there. There'll be 2 pegs coming out the leg ends. Put in the bigger peg. Look for these little washers, the little plastic washers, and place them over the hole. Get a long screw. And screw that in. Try to be tight with this because you don't want to have too much free play with this part of the model. So the next bit is to look for these 2 pieces. And put them through the hole. There's a light side and a dark side. And you want them to go into the other 2 pegs in the front and the rear legs. So this will allow you to have the rear legs move the front legs. Right, so once they're done, you can use 4 of the little washers and screw them down with short screws. So you pretty much have your leg assembly done.